Right, now I've got the two halves together of this part of the hull. I'm now doing the boarding ramps section, you know, the bit down the middle with this, in between the mandibles. Now it's telling me I've got to get the long wire, got to feed it into this collar, which is T16, which is like a plastic collar, and you shove that through the hole and it comes out there. Now from the orientation on the plans, it looks like the collar, the wall of the collar is facing towards the front of the piece. Because from this side, it's split. There's nothing, you know, that's the way it's supposed to be. It's like a credit icon from a game. And then you've got the solid wall at the front. And then you've got to pull these wires forward like that so it don't get caught. And once you've done that, you've got to install it from the underneath. You install it from the underneath so you don't get the wires caught, but you've got to have the wires draping forward. Originally I thought the wires were coming through that hole, but then I looked at the plans properly. So you've got to install this. You've got to get all them pegs lined up to that. Right, so just moving the camera up a bit. Let's see if I can do this on camera, because I don't know if I can. So basically, I've got to turn that over, keeping my thumb and my finger up here to stop the wires from being trapped. So I do apologise for the length of this, and I've got to put that on there like that. Right, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this on camera. It's a bit of an awkward angle, to be honest. So I've got to line the pegs up like that and push it down like that. So I can't do this on camera. I'm going to have to do this without camera. So I apologise for that. I might be able to do this on camera. I've done the selfie mode flip forward. So like I said, holding them wires, making sure that they'll pop out or snap the wires. So you're not going to be able to see the pegs going into place, but you'll be able to see this being clicked into place. So you've got a little tab there, and you've got a little tab on the other side that have got to be lined up. So I'm just trying to, you're not getting this angle unfortunately, so if I had the money I'd have a GoPro, then you could like watch it from my forehead, you know, like a POV. So pushing that into place, to be honest, it looks like, from this angle, it looks like the front of the nose cone of the USS Defiant from DS9. So I've pushed that back piece down, and then that forward, I think, yeah. So you're not looking at the inner workings like I am, so this won't have the same effect. Right, so I've pushed that down, I've brought that forward, and then right in there, I've got to get that wall there up to this stopping plate so it connects properly. Alright, now I do apologise. If this is shit, please tell me. But, you know, you haven't really got the full essence of it. See, the wires are coming out from there, so you've got all that like abyss, you know, empty space in there for the wires to hopefully not get trapped or anything. But that's basically just pushing that in, so all the mounting pegs and holes are all underneath here. But right, that's fully in now. That back wall, that popped out slightly. Just try trying to do this right. That's right up to the wall now. So the wires are in there and all loose, and then all underneath there. So that's that part done. Right, first of all, I want to apologise for the profanity in my last part. I said the S word, the SH1T word. I do apologise for that. Now, I've just come across something. Now on the plans, it says LED harness for front leg and boarding ramp light. I said that was the boarding ramp. It's not. It's the bit of hull. I did say it was to go between the mandibles. I've just realised that this part of the LED, the other end of the LED, actually goes round here into this little channel here. So pull that back in, and that's where the landing ramp corridor goes. Do you remember this bit when I plugged it in like that down there? I've just found out there's an interior to it. Watching model scale Chili's videos, because I wanted to know how he did that. I'm not sure if I should have like turned the collar round to have the opened end pulling this way, but I think it might be the right way with the back wall, so it like comes back out, so that stops it from moving anything. I'm not sure. It's not trapping the wires because I've tested the LEDs, they still work. But that interior corridor section at the top of the landing ramp, that's where the landing ramp is, and that's where the LED goes. So now I've got to paint that. It didn't explain what that was when I actually put it in face down. It just says put that in face down. It didn't say anything about painting it, so that's what I've got to do next. Primer that and paint it. Right, so welcome back. While I'm waiting for the entrance ramp tunnel to dry, because I've primed it and I've sprayed it in the insignia white, I've now pushed the little side pods into place. So you got that one. So on this side, it's a really thin tab inside there, and you've got like a square seat shape that like slides over that. On this one you can tell it's a hell of a lot thicker. And then you've got the tabs at the back here, 1, 2, you've got to slide them into the channels and push it down into place. On the landing bay entrance ramp, same again, but where's that pencil? Right there in that corner, you've got this like this is the right one. You've got like a little triangular roof section. So when you push that down into place, that little hole, that little gap there, where the light was in that channel, that acts as like a lid. So before you put that on, you thread the wire round that little square cutout and then push that down. And then that locks that LED into place, that little roof. So I've put the LEDs on. So there's the one LED for the entrance ramp, and the other LED is there for the foot. So that's them. So until the entranceway is done and painted, I can't go any further. Right, welcome back. I've now painted the inside of the boarding ramp tunnel. So basically I just painted it black, and then the 118 US tan map from Humble that I painted Viper's plain in, part of the camo, and then I just picked out them panels. So now this can actually go back in the main part now, so I'm just going to pause this a sec. So now pushing it back in properly, because to be honest it does take some force to get in, and I've reconnected the battery pack, and you can now see the actual, that little interior piece. So then now that's sorted, I can actually carry on with the rest of the construction on the main hull. So just be careful, just to note, you've got to do that, because on the plans it just tells you to put that piece in. It doesn't tell you to paint it or nothing. It doesn't even show you what that piece is, you know, because of the interior. It just says that piece has just got to go in there, so just be wary of that. Right, so after that sped up section, I've now got to put a couple of panels in. So the first sped up section was this one. You've got 3 parts. You've got one in the back, and there was one on the side here. So now you've got 2 mounting pegs and 2 little mounting tabs that I've got to go in those 2 mounting pegs there and those 2 mounting slots there. So trying to get that lined up. Let's make sure that's lined up. I can't really tell. Yes, that's lined up. So it's simply a case of pushing that right down, so that goes into there like that. Right, now turning that round as it says on the page. I've got a couple of bits, got a couple of panels that I've got to go in here. So there's the one sped up video with those little Y-shaped pieces, and there's another piece. I didn't see the point in doing a sped up video for that because it was only one part, which was that. So according to that orientation, right, so it looks like this piece goes in first and that goes in there. And this piece with the Y shapes, that looks like, yeah. So you've got a peg and like a square mounted C shape which plugs into there and there. Right, and those link together with a wall. And then next up, if I can grab them, I've got to put these 3 tiny pieces in. Right, so I screwed up. The orientation goes, you put that piece in first, then you've got to put this little piece in that little slot, then put that block in. Screwed up. Right. So that's what that is, right? So just trying to grip this to go in there. That doesn't actually... Ow. That little rod there, I don't know if you can see it. That actually just jabbed my finger. Ouch. That's what it looks like. It's just trying to get that in. Get in there, you bloody thing. Oh, get in there. Right. Now I can put this piece back in. Right. All that effort for the tiny little bloody piece that I screwed up on.